Now, on See You on the Court TV, our very own Dejuan Marrero talks with 24/7 sports recruiting analyst Brian Snow about how he got started in the business, as well as the direction of grassroots basketball. Plus, Indiana elite stars Logan Duncan and Trey Kaufmann reflect on their big weekend at the Battle of the Brands against the Indy Heat. And finally, a look at the top 5 plays for 5 on Friday from the Battle of the Brands showcase. This is See You on the Court TV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 4th episode of See You on the Court TV. As always, I'm your host, Levon Whitaker. I'm here to give you the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. I'm here for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Is that enough? Okay. Folks, this very first segment, we're going to jump right into it. Our very own Dejuan Marrero talks with a well-renowned name, not only in Indiana, but in the Midwest. He's a sports recruiting analyst for 27 Sports. His name happens to be Brian Snow. And folks, in this interview, not only does he tell us how he got started in this business, but he gives an in-depth recap of the Battle of the Brands between the Indiana Elite and the Indy Heat Gym Rats. So enjoy this interview, folks.
Where do you see the current landscape of grassroots right now?
Well, like everything right now, it's tough to predict the future given the pandemic. You know, how are shoe companies going to spend next year? And by spend, I mean like put their dollars behind it. We just don't know. But I actually really like it right now. It gets a bad rap by a lot of people who just don't understand. Not only don't understand, don't care to understand what it actually is. And, you know, this weekend, Rico, you know, we were at a great event, Battle of the Brands between Indy Heat and Indiana Elite. And like anyone who was there, there's no way anyone who was there would say, you know what, this wasn't good for everybody involved. And that goes with the Nike EYBL, the Adidas Gauntlet, you know, Under Armour Association. You get these good events with good teams, good players playing against each other. Rico, you can speak to it when you were coming up. I think it was at the beginning of the EYBL, just how much fun that was and how much you were able to grow as a player because of it.
Absolutely. I think the event that was put together is a start, because before, when my club was coming up in EYBL, the first session, we were just happy to go to state. Now it's become a whole thing where it's the premier event. We didn't know what the turnout was going to be 10 years down the line. We just knew that we were a Nike club and we had to participate. And so with these upcoming showcases that we experienced this weekend, what was your thoughts behind it? Because we watched a lot of great talent.
I loved it. You know, I've known Todd Hensley and Mike Fox forever. And, you know, I begged them, why don't you guys just play each other? Like, and they did. And I don't think there's certainly never really been bad blood. It's just been, it hasn't worked out for scheduling reasons. And, you know, different teams have different commitments. But the fact that it was able to work out this year, I think everybody involved. So that's just a really good thing for the players. It's a good thing for the state of Indiana, especially with, you know, how much it loves basketball. And if it gets to a normal summer where, you know, people can feel good about going out and, you know, not having to wear a mask and, you know, just feel comfortable, I think the crowd would be fantastic. And it would be great for, you know, the players, for the coaches, both programs. I don't see how anyone could have lost this weekend. You know, certainly games were what they were. There was, you know, a blowout on either side. But at the end of the day, like, if you were watching those kids when that final 17 and under game ended, just the mutual respect that all of them had, their friends, they've grown up together, they played with each other and against each other for basically a decade now.
Right.
And it was like a great way to close it out for them, especially considering they lost their junior season state tournament and they lost what would have been the best spring and summer of their basketball lives. So I think it was a good thing for everybody.
Can you imagine if the fans wasn't limited to capacity, how packed that gym would be with just a lot of top players, you know, parents, and just basketball heads that's just coming to watch great basketball in Indiana?
Oh, it would have been great. And then especially you got the Purdue and Indiana aspect of it with Caleb First being committed to Purdue, Logan Duncan to Indiana, you know, Michi Johnson's committed to Ohio State. You know, you got high major talent from where fans just want to see those guys, who's going to be next. And it would have been an amazing atmosphere if we were in better times. But the fact that Todd and Mike were able to pull this off the way they were during these times tells me that this event has a real future, and that I would love to see it in other places as well. But since I live in Indianapolis, you know, that's perfect for me. It's like, I drove 15 minutes from my house, so a whole ton of great players, great programs, well coached programs. Again, like I said earlier, I don't think anyone lost this weekend. It was a win for basketball in the state of Indiana and the players involved.
I agree, especially on the internet. I mean, you had a lot of positive dialogue going on. A lot of people enjoyed the live streaming. And can you talk about how important it is that we're able to stream it for gym rats right now, so people that are not at the gym can see it at home?
Oh, it's great. I mean, especially, for fans, it's good. They want to see basketball. Like, Indiana's a basketball state, so for fans who want to see basketball, it's a great way to do it. Then for college coaches, I talked to 15, 20 schools that were all tuned in, and they were able to watch. They were either able to watch a kid that they had committed, a top target, a kid that they were, on the fence about, whatever it may be, and to see good competition, where they could actually watch it in real time was something that college coaches really found beneficial. So the fact that Jim Rats was able to do it, that was tremendous, and I think it's certainly the future in some regards to how this stuff's going to go on.
I agree. And Brian, what were some of the players that stood out to you? Because we mentioned all the notable players that was at the event. Who were some of those players that stood out to you?
In the 17 and under level, I'll choose three players. For Indy Heat, I would certainly say Michi Johnson, the point guard who's committed to Ohio State. He had, I think, 26 points, something like that. And really, the Indiana elite guards couldn't stop him from getting in the paint.
Not at all.
He's quick, he's fast, he's athletic. So he really impressed, and especially coming off of an ACL injury. Then another 17 and under you have to look at is Logan Duncan, the big man from Indiana Elite. Had a fantastic showing. I think it was like 29 points, probably double-figure rebounds, scored every way possible around the rim. That's the best I've ever seen Logan play. He's got great hands, really long arms. He's committed to Indiana. So he did it. And then, most of the focus was on those two guys. But then Brooks Barnheiser, he plays on the Team Indiana squad, and he's committed to Northwestern. And while his team went 1-1, lost to the Indy Heat EYBL team, and then beat the Red team, Brooks, I thought, was as good as any wing in the building that day. And he doesn't get some of the attention because, he doesn't play on one of the top teams, but he's still a really good talent, and he proved it against, high-level competition this weekend.
Brian, I appreciate you coming on See You on the Court Media, giving your analysis. You've always been a close friend of mine. I follow you on social media. Always love your opinions, and I love your work.
Appreciate it, Rico. Anytime.
And welcome back, folks. Thank you so much to Dejuan Marrero and Brian Snow of 24/7 Sports for an outstanding interview. Also outstanding, did you guys get a look at that shoe collection in the background? I mean, absolutely amazing, okay? He tiptoeing on his Jordans 24/7. Yes, pun intended, okay? Brian, help me out, man. What I got to do to get those shoes, man? I got a couple of those. I saw the Bread 11s up there. I got those, man. But they're also not in pretty clear boxes like that, man. Help me out, please. Outstanding shoe collection, even better interview. Thank you so much, guys. And now, the next segment, folks, where Dejuan Marrero sits down with Indiana Elite stars Trey Kaufmann and Logan Duncan, okay? You're talking about guys who committed to the Big Ten and another who has offers from the ACC. When you get offers from the Big Ten and the ACC, you're doing something right, okay? I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to let you check out this interview as they reflect on the Battle of the Brand Showcase versus the Indy Heat. Check it out.
Trey and Logan, I heard a lot about you guys. Let's start off with you, Logan. What was going through your mind? First 7 points, you was killing it in the post. Like, talk to me. Walk me through that.
I don't know. That's kind of where I get mine is inside. So it was falling for me the other day. And, it was just feeling good.
Yeah. What about you, Trey? What was going through your mind? You guys dominated. I mean, you guys perfect that high-low action. When was that time you guys got, like, really good chemistry? Like, when did it start?
I think it was last year. It really started just going different places and, hanging out outside of basketball is where we, I guess, started getting our chemistry. As far as the game, I don't know, we just kind of went out there and played. We'd been playing good, all summer. And I think it's just another game.
What did you guys think about the showcase? Did you guys think it was dope, like a really dope turnout?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really cool. I mean, we haven't had the chance to play all the competition we would have usually got to play.
Sure.
So being able to play Indy Heat with a bunch of really high-level guys and a really solid team, I mean, it was fun. And then the hype behind the game and the social media exposure was good.
No question. Trey, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Like Logan said, we haven't played the best competition, and I think we're just excited to go out there and, like I said, play against some highly ranked guys and show how we, I guess, match up with them and show how much better we've gotten.
You guys came out with a lot of energy, man. Like I said, I was really upset when you guys beat us. You know what I mean? But I still wanted to, talk to you guys and see what was going through your mind, because when we got word that this event was happening, it was like, man, finally some special basketball between two talented teams. I'm hoping they continue this tradition next season and start something really special. Trey, let's talk about your recruiting. What's the schools like? Who's hitting you the hardest?
Schools that hit me the hardest are definitely Logan, IU, Purdue, and Virginia. UNC's coming in. I think I'm going to get a Zoom call on Thursday.
Nice.
But, yeah, I think those four are really hitting it hard.
What have you been working on during quarantine, man? Because like I said, we had to do a lot of social distancing a couple of months ago. What was doing?
I'm actually at my place right now. This is
nice.
Where my trainer and I work, but just a lot of the athleticism things, shooting for sure. I think naturally I play the 3, but I've always been the 4. So just filling out that role, my best ability.
And Trey, question, what do you think separates you from most guys in your position?
I think just my versatility. If there's a bigger guy on me, I can drive around or shoot. Smaller guy, I'll try to dominate in the post. So just having that, to where anybody I face, I can really have an advantage in one area really helps. And then just how I think about basketball, the matchups, and just the way I think on the floor.
Sure. Logan, you're an IU commitment. From Ohio, what's that feeling like knowing that you came to Indiana and all the IU fans were rooting for you?
I mean, it was cool. I mean, I knew before the game that IU coaches were going to be watching, and a lot of most of the state of Indiana was tuned into that game. So, I mean, being able to go out there and show that I can compete with the best, with other high major players, it was good for me. I felt like there was some validation there.
There you go. What was some of the things you worked on during the quarantine, man? Like what you was doing?
Continue to work in the post, but also be able to, work on my mid-range and 3-point shot to try to make me more of a two-way player than just in the post, and work on ball handling and able to, see the floor, and also work on lateral quickness to guard smaller guys off of switches on screens and such.
Guys, appreciate it. Logan and Trey, thank you so much for coming on See You on the Court Media, and hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us.
And we're back again. As always, thank you so much on an outstanding interview. Absolutely amazing. Okay, Dejuan, Logan, and Trey. Great interview, guys. Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you want to keep an eye out on those two gentlemen. Logan, from the state of Ohio, as he said, but going to IU. Okay, and then Trey Kaufmann. Listen, man, outstanding talent. You heard him. He loves the high-low game with his big man, Logan. He also loves the mismatch. He has a guy too small, he takes him to the post. Has a guy too big, he's able to get around him. He's elite, okay? Listen, check him out. He's a great guy. You won't be disappointed. Great highlights, humble guy. He's going to go places. I'm hoping he goes. I'm not going to tell you that. We're just going to jump into this next segment, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the top 5 plays on Friday. It's 5 on Friday, folks, and we're going to let them go right now. Let's get it. All right, folks, for the top 5 plays coming in at number 5, we got Julian Roper, the Northwestern commit, gets to the rack and flushes it down with 2 hands the nice way. Coming in at number 4, we got Indiana elite standout Trey Kaufmann win. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please run that back? Did this gentleman bend the rim? My goodness, Trey Kaufmann ran at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we got Michi Bad News Johnson. He has a verified Instagram account. Not the blue check, but behind the back and off the glass for number 3, Michi Bad News Johnson. Coming in at number 2, we got Landon Jordan out of Churubusco High School with the two-handed alley-oop slam. Landon Jordan, folks, watch out now. And at number 1, we've got Jayden Brewer. Look out below is Jayden Brewer with the one-handed flush. Please run that back. Where did he take off from? My goodness. Those are your top 5 plays from this weekend's Battle of the Brands. Again, those are the top 5 plays from the Battle of the Brands showcase between the Indiana Elite and the Indy Heat Gym Rats. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this. The Indiana Elite, they absolutely stole the show. I'll give them credit where credit is due. Those young men are great. But let's not forget about an Indy Heat, okay? They were a handful to deal with. They're loaded. In the class of 22 class, they are absolutely locked and loaded and ready to go for next summer, okay? Let's keep an eye out for these young men. They're going to be something to watch. We'll see you on the next episode of See You on the Court TV. Thank you all for tuning in to the 4th episode. And let's not forget, you can catch these episodes every Friday on YouTube under Indy Heat Gym Rats and See You on the Court. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. You guys stay blessed, keep pushing, and we'll see you on the court.